Shalom Yashrala, this your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth and that we're well. And salutation, much love for your IQ pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So we'll jump to this here article real quick. This is Macron wants to join BRICS summit. All right, and if you know and understand anything about this here alliance or whatever, BRICS, which is what is it? Brazil, Russia, I want to say India, China, and South Africa. All right, you have a slew of other countries that are applying for this as well. All right, now what we've seen, in the past, the nations that are applying for this. All right, these are all nations that are how do I say partnered up or allied with either Russia or China. And in a sense, they're more of an ally to them than they are to, quote unquote, the West, America and gang. Right now, what you're starting to see happen is this is a more or less like a trade pact. Right. This, you have like the opposite of this would be like, you have like the SWIFT system. All right. But this was starting out to be an economic group. But now it's actually growing way bigger than just economics. All right. But nevertheless, hey, you're starting to see a major a pact being created here. Now, one thing that people aren't talking about, which we'll kind of talk about, with this here, article is, just like, for instance, I give you on the American side, right? You have you have the EU and you have, let me see, yeah, well, like you have the EU and then you have like NATO, right? So the EU isn't necessarily the EU isn't a military faction, more or less to say. Now, granted, you'll have like the same nations, right, that are pretty much in both, almost the same, because obviously America is not part of the EU, but we're talking about the European nations, right? But the EU is more or less like of economics and things like that. That's what they're dealing with and everything else like that. Just like when you talk about like the G7, right, or things like that, those aren't really military pacts that they're making versus something like NATO, right? NATO would be a military pact. And I believe the other side to that is what is it, TO or something like that, which, is Russia and gang and everything else like that with a Russian alliance, right? Now, saying all that to say this, that there are some members that are, how do I say, that are applying for this. Let's not think about Paris right now, but there's some members that are trying to apply for this right about now that are either direct allies with Russia or, becoming allies, well, they're allies with Russia, but I mean militarily, all right, through this here BRICS nation. Now, on the flip side, you have this Emmanuel Macron, right? Now, we'll read in this here article, but hey, you open up that first door for them, right? You have certain things that go on, all right? And then you can, open the doors for, more of your allies to jump ship because we know according to prophecy, this is what's going to happen, all right? You have this situation with Turkey that's going on as well, too. Now, you have, back and forth situations with Russia and Turkey. Russia big in Turkey up and everything else like that, and America trying to walk on eggshells with Turkey because of why? You have that NATO vote. You got nations just trying to get up inside of NATO and fast track it, and like I believe what is it, Switzerland? All right, but you have Turkey that's holding that vote up, right? Which Turkey, hey, they've tried doing so much things as far as telling them not to get that S-400, putting sanctions on them and everything else like that. But now, I used to say it back in the day, they stuck between a rock and a hard place. Now they have to appease Turkey because Turkey can veto, NATO getting any bigger, right? And then it's like, well, what are you gonna do? Piss Turkey off? All they're gonna do is go over there with Russia or stay where they at and just, fight you from on your own side, right? Now, recently you had the same thing go on with this conflict with Ukraine with the same guy Emmanuel Macron here. All right, he was basically the only American ally, out of their whole little group that wasn't saying, hey, look, hey, we straight up for it. Now they were sending weapons, but they was just like, also, hey, we need to leave negotiations open. We need to talk about peace. We can't just be talking down on Vladimir Putin like that. Hey, we got to be diplomatic. We got to do all these different things. And we can't just jump off the porch when America say jump off the porch. We need to mind our own business sometime. So he was making statements like that. All right, not showing complete solidarity with America. But now look at this. All right. Now he's shaking hands with, quote unquote, the enemy. Now, the whole point of this, all right, is trying to get up off of the American titty, so to say. All right. The SWIFT banking system, because you're transferring money and everything else like this. So imagine you right? Now, you a drug dealer or some shit like that, right? Now the government then came and froze all your assets, all your money. Now you got all your money in Wells Fargo. You trying to transfer it to Bank of America. They won't let you do that because they've already frozen your accounts and everything else like that, right? Your debit cards don't work. Once they find out, it's quick and easy for them to just press a button, because they own the system that all your money is on, right? So you can't use your debit card, can't send a Zelle, can't do a bank transfer, you can't do any of these. You can't go to the ATM and pull no money out every time you go up to the counter or whatever. Yeah, there's an issue here. We can't do nothing for you. Can't even spend your money, right? That's like the systems that they have going on now. Let's say that's you, you in that predicament, you're the drug dealer, right? And then the government then banned you, right? Now you would be the representation of Russia, right? Russia got into this debacle now. America and them and shut them down off the SWIFT system. So now you can't move trade. You can't really move your funds anywhere because you need the banking system that runs on these things. So, and then, the world that we live in now, where some people are starting to create, they call like blockchain and shit like that, other ways to be able to pay, right? Where you don't have to use the bank. And they have a term called the unbanked. Right now, you have a lot of these different apps out for the quote unquote the unbanked. Oh, I can just cash app you some money. People look at that, and which is all the same shit. But people look at that as some kind of completely different thing than having a goddamn bank account. Like, well, you get more perks of having a bank account than you do just having a goddamn cash app, right? But people look at that as a whole different quote unquote train track. Well, let's say if sending money through the ATM and the bank is riding on a train, sending money through Cash App is like flying on a plane, right? So this is like the difference between the SWIFT system when Russia, all right, is being sanctioned and everything else like that, can't make trades and everything else like that. They're being quote unquote blackballed. They're now looking for a new system, all right, to be able to conduct transactions that nobody has America don't have a, control over, man. All right, just like how that you hear talks now. Hey, man, you gotta get your money out of the banks. They do this, they do that. It's gonna do all these different things for you. But at the end all be all, they say, hey, you need to find a different way, whether you want to barter or something like that, or get your money out of the bank and find a different way to spend it. This is pretty much what they're doing with this here BRICS nation. All right. So it says French, and one more thing about Emmanuel Macron. They remember what just happened again with the sanctions that was put on Russia and everything. Now they're over there in Europe and stuff like that, where they had to buy this natural gas and all this other resources and stuff like that from Russia, whereas America fucked them over basically and started selling them the same damn oil for 4 times. Well, no, not the same natural gas. They sold them a cheaper quality natural gas for 4 times to 5 times the price of what they was paying beforehand. So you can only imagine the type of feeling that these nations, these Western allies, have against Babylon the Great at the point in time. Even when they're openly doing, they're openly talking shit about America. All right, openly telling them, look, we're not as, buddy as y'all think. It's like I always compare this to, relationships. This is like, you and some chick, that y'all quote unquote in a relationship with. Y'all go somewhere together and they're like, oh, is that your old lady? Or they ask her, is that your man right there? Shh, not for long. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about all that. Not for long. Or he introduced, oh, this is my old lady. Shh, for how long? They all still going together, but now she feeling like this. Or y'all back at the house and y'all ain't sleeping in the same bed together. Or she trying to stay out, or he trying to go to work early, come home late from work, pick up all the overtime. It's something wrong with that relationship, man. They waiting on, they plan on an exit move, right? And this is what we see going on. It says Macron wants to join BRICS summit. It says France has requested invitation to the BRICS summit scheduled in August in South Africa. Foreign Minister Catherine Colonna has announced. Should it be granted permission, France will be the first of the G7 countries to attend a summit held by the bloc. Colonna revealed that she has informed Petora of French President Emmanuel Macron's interest in attending the conference as an observer. I informed my counterpart the president's availability and interest in pursuing dialogue in France, dialogue that France maintains with BRICS, Colonna said at a press conference in Pretoria on Tuesday after meeting with her South African counterpart, Nadeli Pander, according to AFP. The 15th summit of the BRICS group of a large emerging economies, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. All right, did I misquote one of these? No, I think I got them all right. India, Russia, Brazil. Yep. All right, it says, will be held in Johannesburg from August 2022 or August 22nd to the 24th. Macron's relationship with BRICS member Russia are particularly strained. The French president has accused Moscow of spreading anti-French propaganda in African countries where Paris has lost influence in recent years. The French leader has also called for peace talks in Ukraine as he positioned himself as a potential mediator despite continuing to send heavy weapons to Kiev and supporting Ukrainian draft peace plan that Russia strongly opposes. Now, you could read that and say, well, they against Russia and they still backing what the West is saying, but they have to do that at this point in time because they just jump ship like that. You know what I'm saying? They got to guarantee that they can make it on, stick the landing on the other side. You know how some people is like, you at a job, you hate this fucking job, they keep trying you or whatever, then you like, all right, when the motherfuckers get quiet, that's when you know it's a problem. When you at the job, and I'm tired of y'all playing with me with this shit. They all right. They're going to go home. They're going to forget about that shit. They're going to come back tomorrow. They're like, look, bro, don't fuck with me. They're going to do their job. But when that same person get fed up with work and they come to work, they do their job and they quiet, they go to lunch, they eat their little lunch, they on their phone, they don't talk to nobody. I'm like, damn, something wrong with Dave. This nigga quiet as hell. Yeah, he doing some job interviews somewhere else. He probably finna go start, y'all, hey, his 2 weeks has already been put in. He's going down to his last third day. He about to start his new job around the corner. But he had to make sure first before he go and cuss all y'all out, because the worst thing you can do is quit a job before you can get another job, right? This is the same ideology that's going on here, all right? It says, because also at this, like I said, they talk about what they were saying about Russia and everything else, but they need the energy. They cannot survive without all these things, right? Now, the protests that they talking about, the people protesting over there, because the protests that the people got going on over there, look, stop backing, or stop, basically stop being America's bitch. Basically, is what they're saying, and pull out of Ukraine, all right, because it's destroying them over there, right? And this is one thing that the president has to keep in mind before he has a coup d'état on his hand, and people overthrow him, all right? Kelowna has quoted French public broadcaster RFI as saying Paris is thinking out loud, and they've been doing a lot of thinking out loud. Oh, we need to just mind our own business and stop following after everybody else. See, we see what the writing is on the wall. Like I said, when you compare these things to different relationships that you would know on a normal basis, whether it's a relationship with a woman, a relationship with a job, a relationship with a friend, you and your homie, y'all used to chill every day. Y'all call, hey, bro, you getting out of work? All right, I'm going to come scoop you. I'm about to go. Until now, you at this here point to where y'all don't even see each other. Y'all might cross each other's path at the grocery store or at the gas station. Oh, what's up, bro? And keep it moving. Y'all don't even ask, hey, where you been? What's going on? You finna come through? You just see him at the gas station. What up, bro? And keep it moving, bro. Y'all relationship is gone at that point, man. All right. So, hey, this is what you see going on here. All right. It says Kelowna has quoted the French public broadcaster RFI as saying that Paris is thinking out loud, adding that the dialogue is always positive. Even when you don't agree 100% on everything, you have to understand each other and to find a solution. In response, the African Foreign Minister Pander believes France participation will be an innovation within the current BRICS participation model and would amplify the global reach of the BRICS forum, which is a win-win for everybody. Because France is the first one, is like I said, they the first one trying to jump ship, but they got to make sure that the boat they jumping into ain't got no leaks in it before they can call their partners and shit. Because the EU like to roll together anyway, which we're gonna read about this in a prophecy, but they like to roll together anyway. But if they can get on over to the other side, then they can call all their buddies over to the other side. Now, if that clique of friends come over, that's just like saying, look, bro, put it this way. If like, you got some buddies and you get a job somewhere, like, hey, look, bro, I'm about to get this here job. Let me do good in here. Let me get in, do such and such, so on. And I can feed you information from the inside. I can tell you when to apply, how to apply, who to ask for, who to talk to. And then hopefully you can get a job too, and we can get y'all all on board. That's pretty much like what the position that they're in now. But sooner or later, hey, they're going to be able to jump ship, get onto the other side, and then they can be like, look, bro, hey, I'm cool with all the managers, bro. Me and all my homies finna work here. Not only are we finna work here, we finna get good positions here, all right? Because, hey, this is going to put a fast track, how do I say, the BRICS nations. Because remember, the BRICS nations is the underdog right now. You got the whole Western, they're opposing the West, right? So, hey, you try to shut them down. It's like, well, look at what's going on. It's just, right now that, America is the big dog over Russia with all this stuff that's going on and with the sanctions and everything else like that. But Russia didn't, maneuver themselves into being a supplier of this natural gas that Europe really desperately needs and that America ain't doing fair trade with. So it's making it, we want to go fuck with them type scenario. All right. They got a better deal over there. Yeah. they might not pay as much as you, or and they don't got this and they ain't got that. But my work-life balance is on point over there, man. Y'all working, nigga, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, man. There ain't no days off. There's no point in doing all this here stuff, man. Yeah, you make a little bit of less money over there, but I'm not pulling my fucking hair out going crazy over here. This here, let me go deal with them, right? It says, however, he said that the decisions of the South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, who is the current chairman of the bloc. During a phone call with Ramaphosa earlier this month, Macron reportedly mentioned the possibility of receiving an invitation to attend the BRICS summit in Johannesburg. Ramaphosa is scheduled to travel to Paris later this week for a summit on a new global financial pact on June 22nd and 23rd. All right. Now, like I said, you have to watch this here scenario because, hey, once France get in, right, hey, Russia them could take advantage of, like, hey, we got all the big dogs coming up in here now. It's not just that I done got a job over here now. Hey, look, I got to be able to, be the little mole on the inside. Let me get in good. Let me make sure I'm on my best behavior. Let me get in nice with the little managers and figure out how shit goes so I can get my boys in here and we can all apply for the job type scenario versus, bro, my uncle is the boss over there. I know all the managers, bro. I can get y'all all in and then get y'all good positions. This is what, Russia and them could be looking at this. Oh, we can get France over here. We can get France over here. We can get Germany over here. We can get the rest of them European allies over here. Hey, things will be looking good. Now, when we get you got to think of it. Once they get all these allies over here, that means America has less allies. All right. This is, if type scenario. So I didn't think that had to be mentioned, but hey, every one of these type of allies that go over it, because like I said, BRICS nations, right? The nations that are in BRICS right now and the ones that are applying for it, they all are pretty much opposed to America anyway, right? But now you're having the first of the first, right? So this is Habakkuk 2 and 3. It's 2 and 1. And I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. All right. And hey, we go through these prophecies all the time. We always bring these here things up. So when you see it pop up on the news, when you see it pop up on, articles and things like that, man, hey, you already know. Oh, well, let's read the next verse. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. So again, when you start like with the MOTB, right? There's so much news going on about that right about now. There's so many people talking about that. And you have these normal, not to say mainstream people, but these, people that's not in the truth, put it that way. All right, or even the mainstream media and stuff like that, making comments about the MOTB when they report on these different stories and things like that, man, coming up with all kind of stuff, or they hitting on it and they damn near 90% correct with all the shit that they saying over here. All right, I done heard an Edomite that has one of these little channels. I believe it was I think it was KJ from Scariest Movie Ever. He came out and was talking about something. He flat out called it. He was like, America's Babylon. America about to get destroyed. America's on this and that. Like, when the fuck did y'all start speaking like this? Because y'all of this, so-called Christian belief and everything, and that God is going to, y'all like replace the Israelites some kind of way, and God is going to come and do it. I don't know what the fuck y'all got in y'all mind, but y'all don't never take no accountability. Y'all like a woman, never take no accountability out of all the wicked shit that y'all did. Yeah, but we the church. We gonna be all right. We gonna be up out of here first. All this is gonna be gone. Nah, I heard, one of these, I don't know if he an Edomite, but I would think that he an Edomite, right? But nevertheless, this dude from this channel called Scariest Movie Ever, I believe he was, America's Babylon. All this is coming to, to fruition, man. It's all jumping off the page right about now, man. You start to see America's allies now starting to jump ship. Well, they've been, talking a little shady, again, going back to shit back when your boy Obama was in office with the whole Russia and Russia and Syria scenario, but then you had the Turkey situation, man. All right. Verse 3 says, the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end, all right, where we at? We at the end. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, it will surely come, it will not tarry. And I spoke about this over the weekend at camp, about how all the things that we spoke about from, being in the truth, as far as prophesying and things like that, that everybody scoffed at us about, whether it was the USSR missile sign. Now, all of a sudden, you're starting to see Russia's in a big major conflict. Everybody was talking about how Russia's Russia's old, torn down. You even have some channels like Infographics or whatever. They upload daily videos now about the Russia-Ukraine shit. They didn't always talk about just that, right? But it's clear it's a propaganda channel because they keep talking about how Ukraine is winning, Ukraine is slaughtering Russia, and Russia ain't no chance. Man, in the newspaper today, you got Zelensky talking about his counteroffensive is not going so well. He telling you, like the nigga of all lies and all bluffs is telling you the shit ain't going as planned. Motherfucker, you should know. You know what I'm saying? And they talking about something, this was going to be a cakewalk for them. and everything else like that. But they still over there, America and their allies are still resupplying their ass to the point where America and their allies is losing supplies for their own shit, trying to resupply Ukraine. All right, and then they were like, "Oh well, how come Russia ain't just ran over these people?" Well, they're not trying to just slaughter these people because that's their own people. That would just be, that would be retarded of them to do to go kill their own people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a headache, so you go cut your head off because you got a headache. Nah, let me go and work at it a different way. All right, and they ain't really sent their main military out against them, man. All right, but hey, this is something that we spoke about that's coming to pass. The chariots, you got hot and heavy in the news now, talking about seeing some 8-foot, 9-foot aliens in people's backyard. This is like a hot topic for the week, man. And this story just keep developing and developing and developing. There's a lot of fluff in there. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, but we know, as we can see, what they call predictive programming is going on right about now, man. We know what we can see they telegraph. For one, we got the script, so we know what they're setting up for, right? This is just like whatever it is, a wrestling match, right? You just perfect. WWF. You in a writer's booth, right? You're watching the script being written out about what's gonna happen. Then you actually watching them practice the match before they actually have the televised match and everything else like that. So the whole pace, the whole speed, all the moves that they're gonna make. Stone Cold is gonna kick the Rock in the chest. He gonna flick him off, and then he gonna Stone Cold stun him. And then the Rock gonna kind of get up, and Stone Cold gonna throw his hands up and ask for a beer, and he gonna Stone Cold stun him again, and then he gonna pin him. So when you watching the match and you see Stone Cold line the Rock up for the Stone Cold stunner, hey, how does Scripture say? Be not afraid, for this all things must, Matthew 24. The end is not yet. All these things must first come to pass. Like that's a fake. He didn't kick him in the stomach. You know what I'm saying? He didn't ask for the beer yet, so he finna get up out of this bad boy, man. But when you see these things coming out clear as day, like, okay, they go to kick in the chest. They go to first Stone Cold Stunner. The Rock got back up in days. Here he gonna put his hand up. They go to hand up. They go to beer. He just Stone Cold Stun him again. The Rock is not gonna kick out of this pin. Because I was in the writer's booth. I listened to them when he was writing this. Then I seen them practice this match 2 or 3 times before they actually went through this match. So I know this is how it's gonna end. And that's where we are. All right. The vision was made plain. All right. It was written, how does that? 2nd Ezra 15 go? Speak thou, roughly paraphrase, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. All right. And cause them to be written in paper because they are faithful and true. All right. Hey, this is where we at. All right. This is the script. And we're looking at the script and we're telling you, hey, this is how it's going to go. All right. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And this is where you start to see these things starting to speed up. All right. All these things are hitting rapidly at the same time, man. All right. You don't know whether to be talking about the Ukrainian war, the UFOs, the MOTB. All right. The economic collapse of America, which is bringing in the MOTB. All right. You don't know what's really going on here. The love of many waxing cold, man. They just bugging out here, man. They had this little I'm not going to get onto that. But, hey, it's some crazy shit going on out here, man. All right. Let's go to this in Obadiah 1 and 7. And we'll read this in both the KJV and the NLT, but it says, all the men of thy confederacy have bought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. And they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and there's no understanding in him. And they that eat thy bread, they've been taking your resources. They've been taking, whatever you got for them to help them out, But, hey, but it says in the NLT, it says your allies, which France is one of the allies, all right? Your allies will turn against you, Turkey as well. Your allies will turn against you. They will help chase you from the land, right? And what do you see this is? First of all, what is the BRICS doing? BRICS is trying to replace the Western system. Now, if the majority of the Western members, right, because you have the whore that rides upon the beast, right? We'll read it next, but the beast is starting to hate the whore. They trying to separate one another themselves. So if the bear and their crew rushing them can get the beast to be on their side, which we're gonna read, they can all just destroy the whore, and it's over with, man. All right. So it's like the West without the West without America, basically. It says all of your allies will turn against you. They will help chase you from the land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. And when you talk to Macron today and everything else like that, he's sitting down with Biden and all them. They all talking like they all peaceful and everything else like that. But we getting to see what the BRICS article and everything else like that seems like it should be something that should have been talked about behind closed doors. But if that's in a newspaper, imagine what kind of talks are actually going on behind closed doors, man. All right, they're not talking about, hey, look, man, I only got a little bit. They had that hot mic slip when it was Putin and Obama was on stage. He was like, "Look, bro, I'm in my first term. Let me get the second term, and I can give you whatever you need." And that was a hot mic slip. You know, they were so called talking behind the scenes, but they got caught. All right, but hey, this is what is being set up right about now, man. America's allies are preparing to do that little that switch out, man. All right. It says, your trusted friends will set traps for you and you won't even know about it, right? So they think that, oh, no, we got them in the palm of our hand. If they leave, we got this, we got that, we got the assurance. They didn't sign this to double down on all these things. But at the end all be all, man, one thing that they can't escape is what? Prophecy, man. All right. Prophecy is going to take the ultimate reign. All right. The ultimate victory over all. Revelation 17 and 16, it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, all right, which, again, you have the beast and the whore, right? The whore would be America, and the beast would be the EU, NATO and the EU, all right? And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And so, hey, these nations are starting to band together. Habakkuk, we could have kept reading down in Habakkuk about how they spoiled all these other nations. Now all the remnant of the nations are going to spoil you. All right, now all these different nations are realizing, hey man, they've been bankrupting us. They ain't never had us in their best opinion or thought about us for the best outcome and everything else like that. They just use us as a like they have in the military, those front linemen or whatever, they just, they there for the killing fields or whatever, just to tire down the other side. They just sacrifices, man. And now they're starting to realize, hey, man, we got to think about ourselves and put ourselves first, man. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I'm going to say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakadash. That will honor to the apostles and the elders of great millstone and taught us this truth and ever will. And citation, much love for Yakin pushing his truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.